Hello everyone, I'm making just a little tutorial on a few functionalities I've been asked to explain through the Akeytsu Discord server. So here the two main functionalities would be the IK, so how I can use it to change how I can control the character. So I will do this on Elise, but of course this works the same no matter which hierarchy you will have. So it can be a biped character, quadruped, a organic or a starfighter. No matter what you have, it's just about how to control your hierarchy. So here, what I want to do is to control this area of the character more automatically, if I may say. So let's just get rid of this layer. I just need to reach my control. So yeah, here I will need to, for example, when I move this guy here, I will need to keep the neck in place. So how do I do this? First of all, I will click down there to switch the rig panel. Then I will create my IK. So to create your IK, you have to pick the starting and the ending point of your chain. So you can do this in ref pose, paint and check, bind pose, whatever. I think it's better to do this in ref pose or paint and check, just since you can see actually what you pick. So here I've just selected the head and the pelvis, and then I will go in the bind pose here in the character bank to add my controls. So then with these pelvis and head selected, I simply click on this create IK button and it should create an IK here. So since the head is quite big compared to the IK target, I can't really see this. Maybe just there. So here the important thing to do would be to change the size of the target. So let's say 2, for example. Okay, quite big. And then I can go in paint and check just to see how it behaves. So I can see Elise is quite messed up. It's a bug we never managed to fix. So let's select everything and reset. Okay, so now how will I see if this works correctly? So I will simply turn this red. Okay, so since I've selected everyone turned red, so it's pretty cool. And then if I want to move this, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's probably because I've started from the pelvis. Okay, so if you start from there and you want to move the parent joint, you can't. So okay, it's like if I want to move this one, it's not possible. So to achieve this, I would need to go not from the pelvis, but from this spine joint. So this guy here. So let's just redo the steps. So I go in bind pose, I pick the stomach, then I control and pick the head and create my IK. So now if I go in paint and check, I need to change the size of the IK. Okay. Now I can move the pelvis. Okay, and I've got this nice move. So from there, it's up to you if just to see if you need to have the IK on the head or on the neck. It really depends actually. Let's just see the difference between this. So take a look at here. Okay. You can see that the head doesn't move, but all the spine tries to adapt. Okay, but what if I go from the stomach to the neck? It will be shorter for sure, but control should be maybe more interesting. So, okay, and here the IK is a bit lighter. Yeah, so let's try. Okay. Personally, I think it's a bit better to just not lose the orientation you've set up on your neck and head. But it's up to you if you want to go up to the head. Um, you can do this as you want. So yeah, it gives really interesting control, especially for feminine moves, but it's up to you. Okay. So of course this changes if you lock these targets or not. Same for the leg. Okay. So you can really go quite crazy. There is a little drawback when you do this, because when you try to reset any of the joints contained in that chain, you will reset the work chain. So here I just reset. I want to just recover the original rotation from this guy, and this also changes this rotation, this one, and this one. So it really depends on what you need to have when you animate. But it's really cool to manipulate. So just try it and see if it helps. Remember that at any time, if you need to just delete this controller, it's okay. It won't break your animation. Okay, IKs are just helpers that facilitate how you manipulate a rig, but they don't really hold the poses. Okay, that's only joints that hold poses and blend shapes. But yeah. So now let's just see how you could achieve the same kind of posing. So it's not the same kind of manipulation, of course, but you can reach that same posing with another tool. So I'll just delete this and select the pelvis. So here I'm gonna select the rotate mode, and I will right click on it. So you can see that the icon changes. So right click again, okay. So what happens? Basically, if you go back to the original one, which is just one circle arrow, not two, just one. If I rotate, so using, for example, the screen space rotate, you can see that the parent, so here the pelvis, brings on every child with him. So of course, since my legs are both parented, constrained, sorry, by my reverse foot, they maintain a good angle, but the upper part does not. When I right click there, here's what happens. Okay, so it will, of course, it will shift the upper part just because the rotation will kind of offset the position of this guy, but this one will counter rotate to maintain its current orientation. It is pretty robust. You can do this in any direction you want. It will keep the original movement. Orient, sorry. So it's pretty easy then to just make a curvy posing on your character. And this works, and that's the really cool part about this. This works with any joint. So you can do this on spine joints, which is pretty cool. You can also do this to this one here. So control the hair, this can help a bit. Also, you're only modifying one joint of the posing. You're not altering the whole posing. So, for example, here, if I want to maybe pinch up a bit more, I just have to do this, and it's okay. If I didn't had used this, that's what I would have, and it breaks the pose. Okay, so it really depends on what you need to achieve, but it's really, really useful. You can also use it on fingers. I love it when it's about making, say, impact poses. So imagine that you have your character and you want the hand to push something like maybe the ground. So you can try to make it quite quick. So say I want to go white, so sorry. So I can turn down Elise. Okay, so she will push on the ground. Not sure I'm taking the best height, but yep. Okay, so I'm probably a bit low. So here I will use this just to turn that part. Yeah, cool. Okay. So I also use a lot the screen space rotation and not the conventional pivots, just because I feel it's easier to define pose just by using what you have on screen, instead of something that is not perfectly aligned with your view. That's my personal taste. So okay, yes, this. I undo the true pose. Get the point. So also, if you want to hide something, you have several options. You can scale down the object. It's a simple way to proceed. You can just move it away, or you can go there and turn off visibility, or use shortcut H. Okay, so I have only Elise in the scene. It's better. Then I will just raise up this. Like so. Okay, cool. And now I will need to make the famous push I just told you earlier. So here, if I move my thumb like this, it's not really interesting, but if I use this, you can see that I have the ability to make that push poses. Okay. And then I turn off to just reorient my joint. And yeah, same for this. Okay. So you can also watch just watch your hand to define what works best. So I think actually she should have like fingers like so. Maybe even more like this, this. Yeah. And then we will simply copy paste this posing. So right click on this finger, Control C, right click, Control, and right click, of course, and Control V. And I've copied my posing, so that's cool. Then I will just, oh, sorry, I just need to move up these a little. Okay. Cool. And lastly, what could be nice would be to scale a little thumb, or maybe to turn this. Yeah, just turn it. Okay. Yeah, and maybe Okay. So that's it. So I try to keep this little S shape. And yeah. So that was a long short tutorial about just how to use this little tool. So it's really interesting. Remember that you can use this inherit rotate anywhere you want on any joint. Of course, it does not work on what can't be controlled in rotation, like plane shapes, and you can't use it on IK since it relies on parent and children's, and IKs works slightly differently, and at least you can't access this. So manipulating an IK with this won't do anything. And also keep in mind that whenever you want, you can add an IK chain. You can add a joint, even joint if you want, to temporarily control your character and then get rid of these joints or IKs without affecting your animation. Of course, if that's end joints that are skinned to nothing, you won't lose anything. But if you, let's say, suppress this guy here, you will break your animation. So there is a logic behind everything, but globally you can add, remove stuff, and keep your work consistent and untouched. So tell me in the comments if you have more questions about Akeytsu. I would be really happy to make other tutorials about this. If you have questions about the characters I sell on my stores, like ArtStation, Flip Normals, Sketchfab, and I forgot a few ones, maybe Gumroad and Cube Brush. Tell me also in the comments if you don't know how to use some part of the rig, and I know I don't do a lot of review of those rigs, so maybe it's not evident how to use them. So yeah, I'd be happy to help. So see you, and may the force be with you. I can't finish without this. Bye guys.